Okay, you can't see my feet. I can try to do that. But what I want you to think of is the foot placement is going to make a big difference in how much nervousness you show. Right now, I've got my feet at about parade rest. In other words, if I jump in the air and land, they're going to be about shoulder width apart. Another way I could do it is put them together, lift one leg up a little, fall to the side, and again, they're about shoulder width. In other words, my feet are parallel with each other. Of course, they're still parallel here, but they're on different planes. If I do it like this, your body is going to want to find a natural space between it, and you start dancing back and forth. Maybe you get the other foot going, oh, well, I got to compensate. Now I've got my feet like this, and you're doing nothing but dancing the whole time, and it looks like a bad wedding in the Midwest. Okay, so think of first, put your feet comfortably side by side, to the side. If you put them together like this, you'll tend to get knee locked. You'll start swaying around. I was at a wedding years ago, and a woman was standing there in the heat, feet together, and eventually she went straight forward, face into a stone step. That was fun. Now, as far as what to do with your hands, it is fine for them to just be here. If you have notes, and you probably often will, I will say you want big notes. In other words, I want like a tablet, or I might want an electronic tablet. I don't want to try to do it off of something as small as my phone. If I'm trying to read notes off of this, they're going to be awfully small, and I'm going to be talking to my phone the entire time. If I have to scroll, and I will, I'll be, oh, too far, nope, nope, back, oh. Don't use something like this for notes for speech, ever, ever, ever. If you have to, if you don't have a tablet, you don't have a netbook, you don't have a laptop to bring with you, put it on paper. By the way, if you're using note cards, number them. Because I promise that if you don't number them, at some point you'll gesture and they'll go flying and you'll have no clue how to get yourself back. Okay, the other thing that you can do when I've got my notes here, the other hand might be just about this space, this spot in space here. I'm not going to be doing a lot with it. I'm not going to be gesturing every single second. You're thinking, what is going on here? But it is fine if your hands are just calm. Okay? Now, another thing is it's warm in this room. So what I should have done beforehand, instead of wiping off the sweat right now, I should have used a good astringent like witch hazel. Particularly if you have as much hair as me, in other words, not much. It's going to be very obvious if you're sweating a little bit. But witch hazel will help dry out your skin. Don't use it all the time or you're going to have cracked skin because it really does dry it out. The last thing I want to say about physical issues of dealing with nervousness, you're going to be better off looking people in the eye. Now, I can't do it. There's nobody here. I mean, we've got a couple of videos like this. I think that's Summer from Rick and Morty, but she's not a very good audience member anyway. If you look over their heads, you look to the corner of the room, or you look at the ceiling, you're making no contact. If you decide, I'm going to look at the floor, again, there's nothing interesting on the floor. Sometimes people will try to cheat by looking just over people's heads. So like, I'm going to do this by looking just over my computer. You can see my eyes are just above the camera line, and there's no connection. Or people will try to look between people. I'm looking between two computer monitors now, and between two more now. The only advantage that we've got in giving a public speech over other forms of communication is the connection with the audience. And you're not going to have that if you're not making eye contact. Now, obviously, if there's thousands of people, you're not going to be able to make eye contact with everyone. But you want to at least make eye contact with some, and their energy will radiate to everyone else. So those are a few things on dealing with nerves in public speaking as far as physical ways of dealing with them. And I'm going to end the recording now.